To defy the odds, you have to risk everything and take chances. At Old Nation Brewing Company, we did just that. From an unknown startup brewery to standing alongside national craft brands in just under a decade, we remain one of the last of the large, independently owned breweries in Michigan. Our beer is respectfully brewed using only the highest quality ingredients, and we don't cut corners. With the times changing for everyone, one thing that stays the same is Old Nation's respect for great beer and the people who love it. We're growing in cans produced and fans made. When you taste our beer, you'll know why.
There's a lot to unpack with last night beyond the Lions, but look, we do the show in Detroit, and it hits you in the face when you look at how you're built versus the Eagles, and the Eagles clearly, you got a lot of work to do to catch them. Now, would your defense being healthy have helped? Of course, no one's being obtuse, but even healthy, you don't possess that level of pass rush. That is why Aaron Glenn blitzed at the rate that he had to. You know, the Eagles just finished a Super Bowl. They didn't blitz once. We talked last week. What was the primary discussion about a Myles Garrett or Trey Hendrickson or Micah Parsons move? Rico's team. The Niners' secret to success, rush 4, drop 7. Now they play cover 3. You play more man. The point is, your 4 can't be blocked by their 5 or 6. You win. Mm-hmm. So that's the big takeaway.
Yeah, and if they have to keep in, the running back and the tight end.
Game over.
Right.
Game over.
So now you just got to cover, 2 wide receivers?
But the whole point is how Howie Roseman has done it to build his offense is how you have to do it to build your defense. We know the drafting is on point offensively and somewhat defensively. Now, we got to be candid a little bit now. While they go out and they find Milton Williams in the 3rd, and they draft DeJean and they draft Quina. No offense, but Terrion Arnold, Rakestraw, Broderick Martin, etc. That ain't getting it done. Onwuzurike's walking out the door probably. Mm-hmm. You could see DJ Reader potentially as a cut. Potentially. This has to be a big offseason for the defense and D-line. And it can't just be, well, we're going to take a guy out of North Carolina A&T.
No, right, D-line, because by just adding to the secondary kind of says, well, we know we're not going to get a pass rush, so we need to get the best corners. You want to help your corners. You stop the quarterback. You limit the quarterback holding on to the ball to 3 seconds or less, your corners will look outstanding. You don't believe me? Look at C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He loved it. He was like,
yeah. Oh, yeah, but his year here was hell. Yeah. Go to hell. You kidding me? This fan base got behind you. You got hurt for the whole damn year. They rallied up. They loved you.
Ski mask on.
I don't understand him at all, but whatever. David, ticket text.
He's something else, ain't he? If Levi Pascal and Brock Martin would have played like they were drafted, we'd all be set. But they have underperformed, and that's on Holmes. He has to fix it now, get guys. The Lions' offensive line is old, and that is why the window is closing quickly. That also needs to be addressed.
Yeah, but hold on. I think they're on their way to addressing it. First of all, Christian Mahogany played fantastic in the 2 games you asked him to, including the playoffs. Mahogany will be one of your starting guards. All right, that's a 6th-round pick. Mm-hmm. Now, Manu is a different thing. That's murkier. But all I can tell you is when TJ has come in here, Manu doesn't have the technique. He doesn't really know how to play football. But from a physical standpoint, if this dude gets it, he's going to be an asset. Now, you can't fix everything all the time.
No, but to me, he's a slow burn. He's somebody that it may take a while for him to
2026. Who debuts first, Max Clark or Manu? Manu.
With Merrifield.
That's actually a good topic.
No, it is not. Oh, my God.
That actually is a good topic.
No way.
Oh, no.
Isaiah from Kalamazoo says, I would pick Trey Hendrickson over Myles Garrett. Sounds more plausible to me. Lions don't want somebody with a big personality or ego, he says.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Oh, really? Have you looked at your roster lately? Half the guys on this team have an ego the size of a hot air balloon.
No, they don't because they're one of our guys.
Oh, my bad.
So you're allowed to do that when you're right, because there's a ton of egos on there. And here's the thing, who cares? If you bring in somebody who can be that difference maker, okay, they got some baggage. I don't care. I really don't.
No,
if you bring in Micah Parsons, okay, he's going to complain. Don't care. He also will help you win games.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that because I noticed, and I think we all knew this before last night. A.J. Brown and Nick Sirianni, they don't like each other, okay? But one thing I love seeing them yesterday, they're celebrating. They're going together to interviews, still not liking each other. But guess what they did? They won a Super Bowl because you have to get guys. Not everyone you're going to like in your locker room. Your coach isn't going to like everybody. You're not going to like your coach. But you got to get guys that are sometimes going to, kind of make room in that locker room and say, we got to do some things here. Have an attitude.
But it's like the ego. It's like, really? Have you seen every touchdown celebration that the Lions do? Like, these guys do have egos. Like, look at what they're doing out there dry humping the ground. Like, really? This is okay, fine, sure. Hey, hashtag grit.
From Marlon in Wall Lake, he says, I can honestly say that was the trifecta effect during the Super Bowl yesterday. The worst Super Bowl game ever played, the worst commercials I've ever seen, and easily the worst halftime show they've ever done.
It was the least entertained I've ever been in any Super Bowl in my lifetime. It was horrific. And the ads, enough. Okay, Tom Brady and Snoop, what a waste of money. Oh, I hate you. You hate me. Newsflash. Nobody will watch that. Like, I'm sorry if you were catering to like an ardent racist somewhere. Newsflash. You didn't change anybody's mind. There's a waste of $8 million. I don't need to hear about girls flag football in all 50 states. Not interested. I do not need ads for Jesus. Literal Jesus. What are we doing? $8 million a pop? If you are not a religious person, those commercials didn't make you start. How about this? Beer, boobs, burgers, laughter. That's America. What are we doing? The commercials were awful. The only one I liked was the sloth commercial, which may as well have been filmed in this office.
Well, I like the Nike commercial because it was a receipt segment. So
that was fun. The Jalen Hurts thing.
Yeah.
Cool. But you get my point.
No,
enough.
It was a lot of companies showing, hey, we care about the public. And I was like, okay, there was one. Okay, there's another. Okay, there's a.
Make me laugh.
Okay. All right.
Stop with this crap.
Okay. All right.
Jesus. Literally, Jesus. He gets us. I get it. $24 million on religion in a Super Bowl?
$24 million is nothing to Jesus. Come on. Have
you
seen where he fits in on the cap?
Was he in the room when you told him the ad spend?
He was like, you need more money? Here you go. Boom.
You make room for
Yeah, he turned straw into money. There you go. Bang. Go spend that money.
I'd be pretty pissed if I were the big guy upstairs. I'd turn water into wine and you're blowing $24 million? What are we doing here?
Yeah,
It was used with great value. Great value.
You save one soul and angels sing in heaven. So there you go.
David, anything else on the ticket text?
Everyone under 30 loved the halftime show, even us little white boys from Troy.
Okay, you're okay. Why do I feel like this is a straw man?
No,
You're focused on the wrong part. He just wants to talk about the white guy in Troy enjoying it.
No,
That's
here's what happened. It was a niche halftime show. The halftime show is supposed to have a broad appeal. And even if you are niche, you bring in somebody from another niche, and now, okay, everybody's getting a little piece of the pie. I may not know David's music, but I know Mike's music. Okay, this is kind of cool. But just to go that you basically were going for about 10% of the people.
And the other thing, the biggest problem I had with last night is Tom Brady. That was his swan song. That was one of the worst Super Bowl broadcasts in history. He's a malignant narcissist. He is a collagen-filled, dull robot. Enough. And it is the oldest saying in the book that money does not buy taste. Money does not buy class. Tom, you spent $740,000 on that watch. It looks like you found it in a Happy Meal. Get the hell out of here. He is awful on every level.
So you thought that commercial was actually a real thing when his batteries died?
May as well have been. The only thing they had to do is program the robot that every comment you're going to make about this game somehow has to be about you. I was once down by a lot in a Super Bowl. Tom, just call a game.
I never scored in the first quarter either in a Super Bowl.
I think he was trying to make sure that the viewers didn't leave, and like, Tom, it's a Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, he should have made sure Giselle didn't. Now she's with the karate guy because she couldn't stand you. No. His narcissism is exactly why that went the way it did. Such a dull robot. Christ.
We'll know when his kids turn 18 and they want nothing.
No, I mean, look in her direction once in a while, and she's not doing karate moves in bed. Tom is terrible. Who the hell can stand the guy? How awkward. What happened to the days we hired analysts that had personalities that you wanted to have a beer with? Who's having a beer with him? He's busy selling you avocado ice cream. That's sociopath behavior.
Was that a Bruce Lee move?
I'm making a point. Get rid of the guy. $350 million. He's a waste.
Jackie Chan.
Okay. He's a zero.
No, I got you.
Can't stand it. Get free Greg Olson. Bring him back. We'll get to the people.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm not sorry. David Femininio's dedicated his career securing justice, maximizing recovery. Will you get the hell out of the studio?